ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So, for you that missed school on the last video, today is alternative school day. You have been held in detention to show why I like APCR shells. So, the last video I did was why I hate heat rounds, and I changed my loadout. I carry a couple less heat shells, couple carry more APCR shells. The problem, and the only reason to even carry this many, actually, we'll take it down a couple more. The only reason I even carried that many heat shells is because the only thing I really ever fear, the only thing I really even carry the heat shells for are your Moss E100, Type 5 Heavy, Type 4 Heavy, your Super Behemoths. That's literally the only reason I carry those things, because the penetration on this, again, like I said before, it's okay. 221, standard 270 for your heat shell. Now 270 will go through the front of a Moss's turret. The front lower plate, the APCR would probably go through no problem. E1, E100, same thing. Type 5 heavy, that's kind of heat anywhere in the front. Just don't. I'm going to show you guys something. I'll show you with the Type 4 because it's the same. As I scroll to the end here, okay, Type 4 heavy. If you ever shoot a Type 4 heavy with heat, shoot it from this point right here up. Turret anywhere, and on the side, make sure it's from. Don't shoot it with these side skirts. Don't shoot it from that point down. That's spaced armor. If you hit it and this side skirt, or this side skirt, all it's going to do is waste a shell. It will do nothing. You will not penetrate because it is spaced armor. And then it'll hit your track, as you can see. See the spaced armor there? That's spaced armor. An armor chunk, and then the actual hull armor. So that's a space. That's why they call it spaced armor. So when your heat shell hits this, it'll detonate out here and do nothing to that tank. So that's why, if you look underneath there, right on this line, from this line up, you can shoot heat at the side. On the rear, anywhere. On this side, same thing, from this line up. And on the front, you want to aim for the commander's hatch, or the driver's hatch, driver's hatch, machine gun port. Probably, I would say either the lower plate or the left or right side of the gun, and then that commander's hatch, because that commander's hatch, well, on the Type 4, it's not as good. Type 5, that commander's hatch is super strong. Type 4, a little bit weaker. 270 might go through that, but you probably got a better chance of going through right here on the side of the turret, right here on the side of the turret. Make sure that you try and aim to the left of this, the rib bolts right here, like this section right here. This section right there, or this section right here, because you can see that adds a little bit more thickness if you aim to the left of that right there. That's why I say aim to the right side, right here. Then your driver's hatch anywhere, gunner's hatch. This here is not super weak, so that's probably a 50-50 chance on the Type 5. Type 4, probably go through that pretty easy. But, okay, back to where we were talking about. I just wanted to give you that little heads up about the Type 4 and Type 5 when it comes to your heat shell. Now, APCR, AP, obviously it doesn't pertain to those because they don't detonate on spaced armor. So, this is literally the match after I just did that replay for you where I shot all heat rounds. Now this time I shot my preferred round, which is APCR. I still get a kick out of these names that they give you for the anonymizer. It just cracks me up. One of them was just a bunch of numbers, 9564387 something or other. Sometimes you get some silly names, and sometimes it's just hilarious. Okay, so anyways, so this time, I even got to show off the double tap with this bad boy. If somebody's dumb enough to set in front of a gun for 3 seconds, well, I'm going to take advantage of it. Now, on the RHM, when I shot him, I did do a double tap on him. I didn't look at the hit points that he had because he was trying to play around robin and run from me around a rock, and I finally got to where I caught up to him because I believe he had shot. That was his mistake, but it worked out in my favor. But I did a double tap on him, and you can see both rounds did penetrate. So that actually tells me 375 damage off 2 shells means one of my shells got like a super, super low roll, and the second one finished him off. Otherwise, it would have been like a hit, and then the other one would have just hit a carcass. You know, like you shoot a dead tank after they're dead. It doesn't count as a hit. So that means one of my shells would have got literally a super low roll, and the second one hit him and finished him off. I thought that was kind of crazy because if I would have just done a single shot, the first shell that hit him would have obviously been the one that did the low roll. Um, so he could have easily kept, you know, running away from me around that rock. And this thing it's pretty big. It's not fast by any means, so he could have easily kind of probably ran from me. Um, but I did get the reset on that, which was really nice for. Oh, somebody must have got the recap before I did. I was kind of letting it count up, but also he was running from me. I thought I got the reset on that. I didn't realize I only got 4 reset or defense points. That sucks because it was up there quite a ways. I think it's like 65, 70% of the way done. So, anyways, Mastery Badge Class 2, Fire for Effect, and a Bruiser, and we'll go through where the rounds hit so you can get a good idea. All APCR standard rounds. Centurion 7-1, single shot 420, knocked out his driver, lit up the object 430. I wonder what did I get for assisted? I thought only 540? I'm surprised because it seemed like I was lighting up all those guys on the hill. Interesting. But anyway, so object 430, you got hit for 377 upon a spotting. The T30, I actually hit him 3 times, once with a double tap, which finished him off, and once with a single shot, if I remember right, for 1,057. Or did I hit? Yeah, I hit him with a single and a double tap. For 1,057 damage, finished him off, and knocked out his ammo rack. IS-3 hit him 1 time for 377, knocked out his track, originally spotted him. The Renegade, looks like we spotted him, he got hit for 143. UD's 14-5, we hit him 1 time for 340. Knocked out his track. The RHM Boris Waffenträger hit him with a double tap for all his hit points of 375. I wish he would have had more than that. Finished him off, knocked out his engine, and he got hit 420 upon a spotting. So he must have been, I'll bet you artillery got the reset on that. I'll bet you. WZ 132, we hit him 1 time for 455, bounced one of his rounds. We got the second most damage. Wow, that IS-3 had a great match. Second most damage at 3,024, 2 kills, base experience of 1,077. We had 12 shots, 10 hit, 9 pen. Total damage 3,024, distance 300 meters, 340. We got hit 7 times, 6 pen, 1 bounce. Damage blocked by armor was 250. Spotted 1, damage 6, destroyed 2. Damage with assistance 540. Walked away with 91,806 credits. The only reason I probably got more experience than him is because I was really pushing hard. I just got to see, did he get a base capture? Yeah, he only got 13 base defense points. I'll have to look and see. There was only 1 artillery, right? Yeah. I wonder who got the reset on that. God, that kind of stinks. I thought I got the reset on it. Anyways, WN8 on that match was 44-16. Really good. So you can see the difference. And these were tier 9s, tier 8s. You know, so it wasn't like the last match. They were all tier 9s. This match, they were tier 8s. There was a mixture in this again. But you can see why I like APCR. just a lot better all around rounds. You don't have to worry about hitting trees or brush or the barrel of a gun or, you know, spaced armor, a side skirt, and then the round doing nothing. With APCR, it goes until it penetrates, or you miss, or you penetrate and it, or it bounces. Like on the IS-3, I actually did a double shot on him, and one round actually penetrated him, and one either missed him or bounced. I don't know. I'll have to watch when I actually do the replay. But anyways, so if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some gameplay for you. I'm doing the post-game stats just to show you first, kind of in the other video, why I don't like heat and why I don't really like to use it. And now I'm showing you why I like the APCR, why I really actually love the APCR rounds compared to the heat rounds, and to show you kind of so you see what to expect. So if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back with some gameplay for you. Alrighty, so here we are on Tundra in the 703 version 2. I wanted to use the same tank so that there wasn't like, now this has got APCR rounds from another tank that's got, you know, 270 penetration versus, no, same tank, just the APCR version versus the heat, which your heat has 270 pen, this has got 221, so you would think, well, it's got less pen, you got less chance of penetrating, but not always. I'm in my heavy, and when I use my heavies, tank destroyers, I like to go on the west side of the map. Make that a little bit bigger. I don't think that's too loud. Tanks are, the engines are a little bit loud. If it seems like when I pull the trigger it's a really loud boom. I don't know if this 5120 was trying to give me a little bit of a boost to get me up there, or if he was using me as his frontal armor. 5120 is a great tank. It's got the 50B gun, but it has absolutely crap armor. I mean, no armor. And I'm kind of watching the mini-map, and I saw the 703 version 2, Tiger 2, the AMS 5120, IS-3. Got a lot of tanks coming this way, and I think, actually, I thought somebody else gets up here too. But the good thing is, there's this little hill, so I'm going to be hauled down here, and I want to just kind of pop around this corner. And I think he's going to let me go ahead, yeah, just in case I take a hit. And light up anything coming this way. And there's the IS-3, and I'm charged the double tap, and one pen and one did not pen. God, I love the double tap when you're able to actually do it, and that's probably like the third time I've been able to actually use it. And I think I use it, I think one more time in this match, maybe twice, no, twice, because I hit the T-30. But I see right now what's going on. We've got 3 tanks there, the 112, myself, and the 5120 saw really nothing went to the east side. Everything on our medium tanks kind of just didn't really go anywhere. They stayed in this area right here on the south side of the map. I mean, they're backed by artillery. I'm thinking, well, we're going to lose this match. I mean, when you see something like this happening, you gave the hill up. So they got tanks with good vision that can easily spot your cap. They can light you coming up from, if we were to, let's say, take the west side, our best bet would be to cap to draw them back, because if you try, let's say we take the west side and you shoot across the A line and you try coming down on the east side, they're going to have vision over you, and you're going to get spotted coming across this big open field. Or even if you try hugging this hill, you're going to get spotted. You're going to get hit. You're going to take a lot of damage. So our best bet is to turn around, try and defend the base, and then maybe keep these guys lit for anybody that can get shots on them from once these gentlemen on the enemy team are taken out from over here. So basically what I'm doing is I want to assure that no one's going to cap us out. And you'll see that it's definitely a good thing that I did decide to do that, because if I wouldn't have, good chance we would have been capped out. Now, gun depression with this gun is nothing short of annoying. I mean, once I got lit, I see the rounds flying up this way, so I know I'm going to get some shots at some people. get a shot into the UD's 14-5, back down the hill, wait for a second. Hopefully I go unlit by the time I climb back up the hill. About 3-4 seconds to get back up there. So I should be unlit. They're not lit, so more than likely I probably won't be lit. And I'm looking at the map going, wow, gotta be careful. I don't want to pull up here and take too much damage trying to cause damage. If you're gonna take a lot of damage to take and get one shot of damage, it's not worth it. You're better off getting to a safer position where when you pop up, you might get hit one time where you can get 1 or 2 shots off and, you know, do a better amount of damage. You don't want equal trades, and you don't want trades where you're on the losing end of the trade. You always want to be on the winning end of a trade when it comes to damage. So I see the Renegade. Oh, the Leopard started backing into me. I made sure I backed off, you know, to get off his back there. But I wanted to get up closer to the cap because, as you can see, we've got enemies that are capping us, and I saw that T-30, very dangerous gun. So we're pre-cooking a double shot. He started turning his turret, and I thought, oh no! But, bam! Hit him with both shells, so that was a very nice amount of damage we just did to him. I did take a little bit of a risk coming up on this end of the hill, a little bit high on the hill here, because the Centurion 7-1 could probably hit me, but we got a 112 setting over there, and our T-95 is kind of moving up that way, so I don't think the, you know, Centurion 7-1 is going to want to pull out in front of that T-95 gun. The Renegade and the T-30 are too low to get shots off on me, so my main concern right now is either trying to get a shot off the TS5 or getting back to our cap. We got plenty of time. There's only one person on cap. Got 1 minute and 21 seconds to worry about, you know, dealing with anybody on cap. So I see the 430, let it shrink all the way in, take a shot and hit nothing. I see artillery lit up and I'm like, I might be able to get a hit on him, but it's just not worth trying to do that right now. I want this T-30 gone. We finish him off with a single shot. I tell you, seeing that artillery was very tempting, but the one guy on cap is getting up there on our count. It's down to 50 seconds, but the problem I have is I know there's, as you look on the mini-map, see there's like 3-4 tanks there, so I know they're kind of spewed across that ridge right there. So as soon as I get lit up, I'm gonna get hit. But, you know, I mean, this 112 is definitely not trying to get up here to reset the cap. T-95 is not trying to get up here to reset the cap. They're fixated on that Centurion 7-1. All I can think of is they probably see me up here and think, he'll get the reset. The good thing is I've got all my health, and this is why I always say try and save your health pool until absolutely necessary, where if you've got to take a hit or lose a lot of health, at least make it worth your while to be able to reset the cap. So I know that we're getting capped out. It's not looking good. So my main concern is to get on this RHM, but I don't want to come out here too far because if you look, the WZ-120, so I'm trying to get this RHM chased around. I'm trying to scare him. I'm willing to take a hit from him just to double tap him and finish him off. He's up to, you know, 30 seconds. Who got that reset? Looked like maybe the 112 did. Ah, that stinker pot. Well, good for him for getting the reset, but it kind of bummed me out because I thought I got the reset. Would have been more points. But anyway, so he's tracked. He can't run. So we're just going to double tap him. Bye-bye. Look at that. Shake the tank. That was cool. Object 430 hit us with an AP round for 400 and something rather in the front there, but that's no big deal. I'm not worried about it. I just wanted to assure that the cap was reset and we weren't going to get capped out. So I see the Centurion 7-1, he's giving me his lower plate, so we kind of, almost a snapshot there, but we're able to put one into his lower plate. We did take a shot from him, but it was only for 232 damage, so not too bad. I'm willing to trade, you know, 420 damage for 232. Now what I'm trying to do is keep these guys on the ridge lit without getting myself killed. But you can see they're kind of, I don't know, the view range on this is not the best. Now the mistake I make here is I'm getting a little bit greedy because I'm seeing we got a pretty good count of damage on these, or kills on these guys compared to what they have. So the mistake, like I said, I made, I got a little bit too greedy. We did hit the WZ 132 for 455, but he did finish us off, unfortunately. But I was really pushing to get more damage because with what they had left, and you can see basically we got one on their cap. So we're either gonna we're either gonna cap them out or we're gonna end up killing them all. We still got Artie, so he can schmuck these guys as they get lit up. We got a T95, great gun, IS-3 great gun, T28 prototype, great gun, Leopard PTA, great gun now, another 703 version 2. We got a lot of good tanks. And nothing against their tanks, but a WZ-132, a light tank, you can go through that with a Spitwad. Same with the 14-5, same with the Progetto. The only tank that they have that's any concern is their 430, and he's almost dead. He's only got 227 hit points. And yeah, it looks like most of their tanks, except for the Progetto, are pretty well toast. And a lot of our guys have at least half their health. Our T95 still got a lot of health. So I wasn't really worried if I got knocked out. So I did get a little bit greedy. It did cost me my tank. But we do go on to just completely annihilate the rest of the team. I think we might lose one more guy, and it might be the 112. Yeah, I think that might be the last person we lose. And our Tiger 2 setting on cap. So we end up, we end up finishing them off. So very pleased with the results of this game. And as you can see with, I said, well, got to use my double tap on a few retards. I mean, if you're going to sit in front of a gun for 3 seconds, you kind of deserve it. I wish that it did not have, I believe it's 3 seconds cook time. I call it cook time to cook the shells off. If you're going to sit in front of a tank for 3 seconds, knowing that he's probably cooking his shells and he's going to knock, hit you with a double shot, if I'm in front of one of these things, I don't sit in front of it for more than a second. That way, he'll either take a shot or I'm going to get out of dodge. But I haven't been hit yet by a double shot from one of those. And that's what you want to do, because it takes 3 seconds for him to prime it or cook the shells to shoot you. So you want to stay in front of that gun as little as possible. If you can take a shot, move, whatever you got to do. You just don't want to sit in front of him for 3 seconds. And if, I'm able to get shit, I'll give the T30. He didn't just sit in front of me for 3 seconds. He was moving. The RHM, he was trying to cap, so, yeah, but it's not something that presents itself every single match. It's, like I said, I've got several matches in this now, and this is only the 3rd time I've played it that I've got, 2nd time or 3rd? I think this might be, I want to say the 2nd time, that I've actually got to use the double barrel feature. I was watching this IS-3, I'm like, oh, this dude's going to get himself killed going down the hill. IS-3, this is another one that's going to be having the double barrel gun come the next update, or 171 or whatever it is. It's got the pike nose, so it's probably going to be pretty good. All of them, even the tier, because I think it starts at tier 7. No. Yeah, it goes tier 8, 9, and 10. Is there a tier 7? No, because it goes from the KV3 and it moves up to the first double barrel tank, and there's only 3 of them, so it's going, I thought it was IS-2, IS-3, and then STI 2 double barrel 2 gun or something. I'll have to pay more attention. That just goes to show you how good the armor is on the IS-3 still. He was able to take 1 shot, and I think it just knocked his track off. He just got hit again, and it bounced. And, he's able to squeak in here and keep that guy lit. And game, set, match. The only problem with the pike nose tanks, not all of them, like the Defender, for instance, even though that's got a pike nose, the lower pike on the IS-3 is probably the weakest of the bunch. The Defender, oh, that thing, Jesus. I've shot that thing 3 times with my Kranwagen, whatever the hell you call that thing, the Tier 9, and bounced all 3 rounds on his lower plate on the Defender. So, yeah, that thing is just in a league of its own. But anywho, yeah, so that's the difference between shooting APCR and heat rounds, why I love my APCR and hate heat rounds. Um, Penned almost, I think I only bounced like 2, maybe 3 rounds, 2 rounds. On the other match, I bounced, I think it was 10 heat rounds, or didn't penetrate. Let me rephrase that. Did not penetrate like 10 heat rounds because they just hit spaced armor, petered out, hit something, the barrel of a enemy tank gun, so on and so forth. That's why I prefer the APCR round. It's just so much nicer of a round. But like I said, I'll also reiterate, the heat round does have some advantages, as in it doesn't lose penetration over distance. So on occasions, you're better off shooting the heat round over the APCR. But for the most part, APCR is definitely the way to go, even over AP, because the APCR has a lot better velocity. You don't have to lead the targets as much, whereas AP, you got to lead them a little bit more, and your heat and your HE have the slowest velocity out of all the rounds. I think some of the tanks I've seen heat rounds that are pretty quick. The Hesh rounds, those have decent velocity, but that's a whole different ball game. It still falls kind of under your heat slash HE type round. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this match. If you did, please click the like button down below. I hope you learned something about the APCR round now, why I always really push that kind of round. It's a lot better. But yeah, you guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.